Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at we're going to look at ICP, and arguably this is the worst trade of last year. In fact, it's the only trade that's not made me any profit whatsoever so far. So we got in on this around about the 700 sat zone, aka about $40 to $42 zone. Okay, so technically underwater to a relatively large extent, trying to basically buy the bottom on this one, and so far we're down versus Bitcoin pairing about 16% from my entry. So yeah, not a great start to the year, but again, you can't win them all, but I expect this one to turn around, which is why I'm making a video on it now. So yeah, it went down significantly, in fact, close to, if not 50% down from my original entry point versus its tether pairing, not so much its Bitcoin pairing, and now we're looking at this on the 12 hourly. So this isn't the oldest chart in the world, so the smaller term time frames probably are going to offer up the better turnarounds. Dailies, I suppose, will become more relevant into 2022, but 4 hourly and 12 hourly I think is where we're going to start focusing on this. So what we've got here is we've got a conversion baseline cross below the cloud. We're waiting for this area to go green, and we'll be looking for the Chiku span and the price to make its way above the cloud. So really, we're not looking for any kind of significant moves on this one until the price line breaks at least the major area of support and resistance to flip that again, which would also be above the cloud, really. Arguably, we want to see closures from the Chiku span, which is going to be the lagging portion of the price here, above the cloud. So you could say that if we could carry on with this sideways trajectory and we measure that from the Chiku span, we'd be looking at another 22 days, so the rest of January really, to be fluttering around in this kind of area with sats. Obviously, if it goes up during this time, then we could get the signal that we were all waiting for, which is the price, GQ span, portion of the cloud green, and the cross all to correspond to one big super signal to push us up, right? And push us up back to not just above from where we bought it from, but then actually start the uptrend that we've been waiting for so long. And some people will be completely, absolutely completely wrecked on something like this. So we could speculate that the bottom is in at this stage. We've got a massive, huge oversold area on the RSI and on the money flow index. And we just moved that from the 12 hourly, where we've established those signals to already look quite tasty. We've actually got one of those signals already in play from the last 16 hours worth of price. And so this is arguably what caused this last move here. Now, it's pushed us above the 200 exponential, which is a really important thing to recognize, because any second that we're above the 200 exponential does offer the opportunity for it to become an uptrend. Now, this is a very large move up, and we've had these in the past. Move up to the 200 and sold straight back off. Move back up, above the 200. Do we get sold back off? It's too early to tell at the moment. If we look over here, we're quite extended on the RSI and money flow index, but this is just 4 hourly, so you'll get fluctuations of price as we speak. It does offer up an opportunity for this to become an uptrend, but it's way too early. What we need to see at this stage now is these lower term time frame moving averages start to cross above the 200 to basically become where they need to be. We need the 10, 21, 20, 50, 50, they all need to be above this area here. But for the first time in a very long time, the 200 exponential is that an uptick, could you say, or is it just static sideways? Maybe it is, but even so, we've not had a static sideways 4 hourly slope on this since forever. In fact, the last time we had something like this, it went straight into a savage uptrend. But this is the first time we've seen this in a long time. In fact, in observable history, we've not seen that. You really know you're splitting hairs, don't you, when you're looking at a sideways 200 exponential, thinking trying to write some bullish momentum into that. But it is true. It's a change of behaviour, at least on this 4 hourly time frame. So I'm not looking for this to turn around absolutely immediately, but I am sticking with my ICP position, and it's one of the only coins that I've been incrementally buying all the way down from my beginning entry point of around about $42. I've been buying all the way down. Every major dump, a little bit more goes in. Every major dump, a little bit more goes in. And it's not because I see this going up to thousands and thousands of dollars like some people on YouTube have been touting. That's not the case. I see it as a good degree of risk to reward. So I'm not chasing the super moon style moves on this. I'm chasing a good risk to reward ratio. And if we just go over to the daily, all we're really looking to achieve is for this to go up to some of its previous highs. Arguably the most important one is going to be around 800 sats. That would be my first take profit. Then other than that, we're going to be going to 1,000 sats, and then the main area of major sell would be about 1,600 sats. So incrementally taking steps out, and again, it's all about accumulating Bitcoin on this one. It's not about retirement funds or getting your Lambo or whatever. It's just about basically using ICP to buy a bottom in and then sell on the way up. Because every tick that this goes up means that you've outperformed Bitcoin, which means that you've earned more Bitcoin. You've managed to get some more Bitcoin through the use of ICP, and that's what it's all about. Basically, that's what it's all about. And at the moment, like for the record, I've not earned any BTC out of it so far. The steps are yet to be taken, but things will start to change and turn around once we've reclaimed. We'll call it 700 sats to be fair, but it really is around 650 sats. Once that area is reclaimed, then I think we'll be already in an uptrend, and the uptrend will then start to take on a bit more of an aggressive stance. I think 2022 is going to be ICP's year. And despite what you might think or hear about bear markets, this, that, and the other, there's no indication that we're in a bear market or that we're going to go into a bear market at the beginning of this year or anything like that. In fact, the way I see it is that we are pretty much toying with the idea of particular bottoms on lots of altcoins at the moment, and especially when you think about in a risk to reward setting. Even buying now, of course, you look to risk losing in the short term, maybe up to, let's just say, maybe even up to 50% in the short term, but the reward, once it's all turned around, would be in the hundreds of percent. So the reward outweighs the risk, and this is the main thing to take home from all of this. This is not about what you press the button today. You don't go expecting it to instantly go up just because you press the button. That's not how it works. You press the button and you wait. You work out the risk to reward, and if the reward outweighs the risk, then you're onto something, really. And it's basically like going to the bookies. I always say this is the best analogy you can get. No one knows where it's going to go, despite people saying they absolutely know the direction. It's like going into the bookies and saying, I'm placing a bet. I'm placing a bet on Tyson Fury to win versus Deontay Wilder. The odds are ever so slightly in his favour, but it might get knocked out. But yeah, the odds are in the favour of Tyson Fury, so we'll go with Tyson Fury because that's where the odds are. But it doesn't mean that he doesn't have to win. He might lose, and that's basically what charts are all about. It doesn't matter what people say to you or what they lead you to believe. Nobody has an actual clue. It's all about probability due to statistics, which are basically created in the form of indicators. Nobody actually knows. But what I'm telling you here is that we've already surpassed the bottom on this one, and so anything below this line here is what I would consider oversold ICP and worth buying. But I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, but this is the reason why I've been topping up since we broke down from here, because I strongly believe that this is going to work out and work out to a large extent. For me anyway, just doubling and maybe even tripling at best. Right, I'll leave you there, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a nice day and take it easy.